Good afternoon, everybody. It is meteorologist Aiden's weather forecast, and welcome back to the video, guys. So as you can tell, we're going to be looking at the tropics now. I'm actually trying to possibly do a double upload today on this system here because Flossie could become a hurricane next, because we do have now a lot of new updates. Now Erick is now a major hurricane, has a category 3 hurricane. Guys, we have a lot of new updates. It is getting very, very close to Hawaii, just a couple hundred more miles, and then Flossie is looking like it's going to be intensifying too, guys. So we have a lot of new updates. But before we get to the video, I actually have a couple announcements. So for the first week of August, I'm actually going to have a lot more winter forecasts come out. Not like preliminary forecasts, but I want to have some more winter-related videos. So if you guys want more winter-related videos, stay tuned for the first week of August. I want to have a lot more winter videos, including my second preliminary winter forecast. Just want to let you guys know. Also, be sure to like this video if you like more tropical updates like these. Also, be sure to hit the post notifications icon, because then you will get notified as soon as I make another video of these, so you get the most accurate information. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you have not already done so. I'm actually trying to get to 2,000 before Thanksgiving, guys, so that'll actually mean a lot. But yeah, guys, if you guys want to know all the new updates, and also if you guys want to know the tracks and timing and all that, that'll come right up. So guys, as you can tell, we are going to be looking at the 5-day graphical tropical weather outlook. We actually do have another system right here. So for some reason, it's not letting me look at the Flossie sustained winds. But that's actually fine, because the NOAA has not updated in the past couple hours. So it's not the super most accurate winds right now. But again, here we had tropical storm Flossie, and here we have Hurricane Erick. So we're actually going to have to go to the Central Pacific to actually look at the sustained winds. Again, it has not updated in the past couple hours, so it's not the most accurate winds, but the tabs we're going to be looking at are accurate. So as you can tell, the last time it updated, it was Hurricane Erick with maximum sustained winds at 70 knots, which is 80 miles per hour. I know that's only a category 1, and I said it's a major hurricane. Again, it grew so much in the past couple hours, and it's a major hurricane right now. It just, NOAA has to update. Trust me, when we make the next video, it will be showing more than category 1. I know you're probably wondering, why am I showing false information? Well, I'm just showing you guys what it was the last time it was tracked and all that. Trust me, all the new other tabs are refreshed. So again, the last time we checked, it was minimum central pressure was 988 millibars, which is a sign of it intensifying, and also it's moving west at 17 miles per hour. So this is moving at a good amount, at a good pace here. So here we have, this is actually new data right now. This was just refreshed a couple seconds ago. Actually, we do have that I formation right here. Oh god, that was really, really bad. So here we have that I formation. It's really hard to get it right on because it's moving so fast. But here we have that I formation. Let me try to circle it better. So you guys see that circle in the middle? That is the I. So again, that is why it is a hurricane now. So that's where we have the worst of it, and we have the vorticity right here, because the eye wall is actually the worst part of the storm. So you see the most cloud cover in that area with the hurricane. You can actually see it's actually pretty big, and it's still moving. Actually, it's actually moving to the west-northwest. As you can tell, it is moving to the north just slightly. We do have the outer bands now. Let me actually switch colors here. But we do have the outer bands. Hold on, let me switch it to yellow. So here we have these outer bands right here. You can see we have some very, very good amount of cloud cover right here into the southern part of the storm. We actually have a good amount of cloud cover. But you guys are wondering, why am I like thinking so much about the satellite imagery? I just like looking at the satellite imagery here. And again, we have a lot of vorticity like going around. So that's, if you guys don't know what vorticity is, like the rotation with all the energy in a hurricane. Think about it as how the tornado moves. It has to twist around and around. It's the same thing, but in the water here with the hurricane. It feeds off the evaporation of the warm water, so that's why they need warm water here. And we actually do see it is getting a whole lot bigger. You can look right here; it's getting a lot bigger. Eventually, these two bands will connect it and make it into a tremendous and a huge hurricane coming in towards Hawaii again. That's why we still need to watch out. It's actually not too far from from getting close to Hawaii. It's a couple hundred miles away, but it's making its way closer and closer. So that's why we just need to keep on watching out here. Now we are going to be looking at the tracks. So as actually 2 models do show it actually hitting Hawaii. It is a lot more compared to yesterday, and zero. It's just zero. So we had the TABD going straight to the northern island, to the big island, and then we had the TABM going to the most northern island out there. So again, and then the majority of them do so just going south. Again, right now it's currently taking a west-northwest turn, like we saw in the satellite imagery. It's slightly moving to the north. Oops, that's actually really bad, guys. It's gonna move slightly to the north, and then it's gonna take a dip to the to just going to the west, and then it's gonna be going to the west northwest again. So it's going around Hawaii again. Yesterday I said it's called kind of like a force field. Like that's what it seems like. Like Barbara completely missed when it was supposed to make contact. It's just gonna completely miss, and then Erick or Flossie can go all around like this too. So it's kind of like a force field. But again, all you need to know right now for Erick is that it's going to be dodging Hawaii, so it's going to be going just south. We might need to keep a close eye maybe if some more models do show it hitting Hawaii. Now we had one more model showing hitting Hawaii, which is actually still a threat, even though the other 99% do show it going south of Hawaii. Now we're actually going to be looking at the models. So again, this is it is at right now at 100 knots right now. So again, it's at very, very, very strong. It's at a major Category 3 hurricane. And guess what, guys? It looks like it can get to a Category 4 hurricane, guys. It's incredibly strong. It's going to be getting stronger and stronger and stronger. It's going to be incredibly dangerous if it gets closer to Hawaii. We actually have maybe 7 models that should get into a Category 4 force winds. And that's going to be incredibly strong there, and then by the next 60 or 48 hours it should be going back down to Category 3. It's going to be weakening extremely fast, boy. It's going to be going straight down back to Category 1, and then in the next 72 hours we can have Tropical Storm Erick again. So it can go from a Category 4 to a tropical storm within 12 hours. That's actually incredible what this cold water can do. But some models do show it sink to a Category 1 or Category 2 a bit longer, which can actually pose an even bigger threat for Hawaii if it gets closer there to landfall. So these are the tracks. Now we're going to be looking at Tropical Storm Flossie. It's actually getting extremely close to becoming a hurricane. It could be, I will say, maybe 5 more hours, and then it should become a hurricane. I know it's a big blob of clouds right now, not a whole lot of bands, not super duper organized when I mean circular formation, but we are somewhat having some bands to the sides of this tropical storm. Again, it is not, of course, it's not going to look like a Category 3 hurricane, obviously, but we are having a lot more cloud cover right here, which is actually showing that we are having the worst of the storm start to get into the eye, or supposedly the eye wall. And then by the time it does form, the eye should be right here based on my predictions. Again, it is actually moving at a bit slower rate. It's actually a whole lot bigger right now. If we go right here, it's a whole lot bigger than here. We have Hurricane Erick, but look at this right here. It's incredibly strong, or it's incredibly big. So Tropical Storm Flossie is actually a lot bigger in size, but Erick's way more organized. Of course, the hurricane, but again, it is going to be taking that west-northwest turn way earlier than Erick, so that's why it does bring an opposing threat to Hawaii. And we actually do have the tracks now showing hitting Hawaii. Here we have the tip of the island right here. I know it's really, really hard to see, but this is the tip of the island. Let me switch colors. That's actually not going to work. Here we have the tip of the island. I know it's extremely hard, but it's right here. It's the southern tip of the big island there. So here is the next 1 to 3 days. Now let me switch back to black because that's not going to work. So here it had the next 1 to 3 days right here. It goes pretty far out, actually. And look at this. Look how much bigger this tropical storm current wind circle is. It's a whole lot bigger. It's extending every single hour. So again, that is a sign. And here we have that H symbol, which is for today. And then from 2 a.m. tomorrow, it will be a hurricane. So again, it's going to be before. It's going to be before tomorrow when it becomes a hurricane. It can actually be maybe around 7 or 8 o'clock when it becomes a hurricane. So that's where I should have my second upload there. And then on Thursday, we will be having it still as a hurricane. And when we reach the next 3 days, all the way to Friday, it's still going to be a hurricane. And by the next 4 to 5 days right here, it is still going to be a hurricane. So it's still a huge threat. And look how close it is to the island. Right here, that's how close it is, and look, it's still a hurricane. I probably think it'd be a weak Category 2 if it even makes contact there again. Now we're gonna be looking at the tracks, and look, here we have the island right here. So now we finally have a look of the island. So again, it is gonna be taking that west-northwest turn like this, But look, some of the models, look at this, a good amount of the models right here actually do show it actually potentially affecting the northern Big Island or the Honolulu area into the other islands there in Maui. So it looks like it's not going to be a huge threat for the Big Island there, but for Maui and for Honolulu and the other smaller islands just north of the Big Island, that's actually where we have the big threat again, because it is going to be taking that west-northwest turn incredibly fast. And then you see these other models like the AVNI, it does show it hitting the Big Island. And then we look at the TABS, then it just goes south. But again, if you want to see the track system, this is just follow this. Just look at all the majority of these models like this. This is going to be the track right here. Based on this, this is the track, and it could potentially become a major threat. I know Flossie will be weakening to a tropical storm very, very fast. But again, it could potentially become a huge threat though. So as you can tell, the model intensity guidance is way too complicated. It's actually not like Erick at all. So a lot of the models do not agree whatsoever. So here it is at 60 knots right here. Very close to category 1. Maybe it's 6 hours or 8 hours again. And then most of the models, when they show category 1, it does stay at category 1 again, maybe 45% there. But then the other do show it going to a category 2, the category 2 within the next 24 hours there. And we have a whole lot of models showing getting category 2, and then we have 4 models that do so get to category 3. So again, it is a very small chance of getting to a category 3 or major hurricane. But again, by the time it gets close to Hawaii, it will be weakening no matter where it goes. Category 1, category 2, category 3, it will be weakening. If it is a category 1, it will be weakening, of course, a whole lot faster within the next 96 hours. But if it gets to a category 3, it will take maybe another 120 hours to weaken. Again, it's still very fast moving, but again, it's not super close to Hawaii yet. Now we're going to be looking at the radar, or not the radar, the wind. So as you can see, the next 12 hours, here we have 77 knots. Again, this the European one's always delayed. So we got the next 42 hours. This is actually what it's looking like right now. We actually have 104 knots right here. Incredibly big right here. Actually, a huge threat. It's just going to be incredible how it's going to be dodging the island. As you can tell, the islands will be getting up to still 27 knots winds when it's at 71 knots. Again, it's going to be a category 1 when it goes just south of the island. And then we have Flossie. It's just a little bigger than Erick in size, but again, it's not going to be as strong. It's going to be at 61 knots, and again, it does weaken to 43 knots, and then it intensifies a little bit, and then it just goes north of the island. So look, both systems go like this. It's just incredible how Hawaii is surrounded by cool water. It's like Hawaii probably wouldn't even be in the map anymore if it weren't for these cool waters around it. So this is going to be Erick, going to go like this, and then this is going to be Flossie. So it's incredible how it dodges the island again. Same thing happened with Barbara. Barbara was going to be the huge threat, but again, it just missed. So here we have actually Erick again, 977 millibars, but there's not a whole lot to really look at because it does dodge. And then here we actually do have here we have Flossie at 991 millibars. Again, it will be weakening as it gets closer to the island. Again, not a whole lot to really look at. So guys, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Please do not forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel and the video. And yeah, stay tuned for another video coming in maybe maybe evening hours. I might actually choose to do a triple upload, but again, that's actually not really that important to do one right there. But again, stay tuned for the next video.